Right, so what's the difference then between a Thai green curry and a Thai red curry?
This is just what happens when we've got too much time, isn't it?
There's got to be a difference
conversation.
other than just the colour. He would know the answer to this.
Probably, but he's late again.
This is what is he... Oh, can't be doing this every week. He always comes in with some areas.
Where have you been?
Sorry I'm late, boys.
Where have you been?
I've got a bootload of fish.
What? Why have you got a bootload of fish?
Mate, just don't buy a dolphin.
Hello, lovely listeners. That's Jay.
And this is Adam.
And over there's Tim.
You are listening to the Triple Threat Club podcast. It's episode 2. Second one.
The difficult second album.
The second
We're
one.
doing it.
Finally.
We didn't get cancelled straight away. We didn't get... no one's knocking on the door. Got away with it.
The pilot episode was a success.
Yeah,
Some people have tried to get us off the internet, but no. We're going to keep going.
This is it. This one, and this one's... We're all agreed this one's going to be the better one.
Yeah.
Each time, next level, next level, next level. Each
Yeah.
time.
We are levelling up.
Up every single time.
So what sort of stuff have we got going on this week?
Not a lot, because last week we spoke a lot about Money in the Bank, and that probably filled up most of the conversation.
Yeah.
And now this week, it's just been Raw.
No pay-per-views. Not
No
this week.
pay-per-views. So it's honestly the main talking points. We've got some stuff we'll talk about from Raw in a bit, but the main talking points have probably been, just looking at the list, probably actually been outside of WWE, but that's not the rest.
No, we're not exclusive. We kind of say, we do generally talk about WWE, but we're not exclusive.
No, and it's...
No one ties us down.
No, we're not being just shackled by Vince and his... Oh. We're not doing it. A lot of things are going to be WWE related, obviously, and they're going to have cross-curricular links and stuff like that.
But we have wings and we will fly.
Like dolphins.
Well, what do I start off with then? I reckon it probably makes sense to start this podcast with what we finished the last podcast with. Go homework.
Has everyone done their
Put
homework?
your hand up if you've not done your homework.
Lisa. No, I did do my homework. My dog didn't eat it.
Nice.
Your dolphin did, though.
Hey! I've kind of got a loose idea in my head. It's not all. I think Tim's got some sort of PowerPoint presentation about it.
No, not at all. Now look,
You can really get a glimpse into how we took homework back in the day from this.
yeah. Well, just to explain to anybody who's just lazy as all hell, and this is the first episode you're listening to, Go Home Homework is our little every podcast game that we're going to play. We'll pick out a couple of names, wrestlers' names, and we basically just pitch a feud for them. That's the idea.
That's
the end of every episode, we'll pick out the names. Start of every episode, we'll decide what we're doing with them. So it's the first time we're bringing our names back.
Completely random, all this.
Completely.
We didn't have any say in it. We literally picked them out. Could be anybody. You could get anybody with anybody, and then it's up to you to kind of make something of it.
And it might be little or long. It might be terrible. It might be good.
Sounds all too familiar, this to me.
So
Just like an episode of Raw.
do we? Yeah. Do we trip?
Who's going first? What are we doing?
Say, do we flip a triple-sided coin, or does anyone want to go first?
God, this is scary. Who wants the pitch idea first?
I'll go first. I'm not really that bothered.
Okay. Alright, you go first. then.
Right, so I got out of the Go Homework Bowl of Doom. I pulled out 2 big names. I was pretty pleased with the names I picked, but with the big names comes added responsibility, added pressure, all that kind of stuff. But I picked out Big Match John Cena himself. Lovely to see him back. And Samoa Joe. They were my two main men. So what I was thinking, okay, picture it if you will.
Set the scene for us.
I'm trying to set the scene.
Close your eye.
So John Cena, he's back.
Yay.
15-time champ.
Boo.
Okay. That's it. Some people are, he's got the ability to make you cheer or make you hate. This is the beauty of John Cena. So he's back. He's kind of done it all. He's kind of done it all. We know he's going to get that 16th championship at some point. We're all kind of probably guessing that's going to happen sooner rather than later. But he's still got, probably another 40 years in him. So what I was thinking, he comes out, says, you know what? I've done everything. I've beaten everybody. There's not really a lot left for me in WWE anymore. And some members of the crowd are like, get it, he's finally going. Some 8-year-olds are probably like bricking it. He's off, sort of thing. And he just gets off. He just walks out. Is this the last we see of John Cena? Everyone wonders. Michael Cole, he doesn't know what to do with himself. Byron, don't know what to do, just in general. JBL can't believe it. So he goes, and that's it. And there's like a few murmurings. We don't see him for a couple of weeks, just a couple of weeks. And then on Wednesday night.
Ooh.
I know what you're thinking. What's on Wednesday night? He shows up at Full Sail University, NXT. Corey Graves loses his shit. He's here. Just after Asuka or something, a good match, something, or Ty Dillinger or something. Out comes John Cena, and he says, "Right, I've done it all. It's time to take it back." And he goes back, to NXT.
Goes back to the start.
Back to where it all began. Back to where he was there, OVW, whatever it was, and he's there. He's going again. He's going to go from the beginning and take on the newest newcomer at NXT, and he's going to start from scratch at the bottom, and then week by week by week he starts beating people. He starts climbing that NXT ladder, and he's getting a bit John Cena. He's all right, though. You like him a little bit because he's giving these people a chance to do it. And it's kind of, I'm thinking, a bit of a Goldberg kind of thing, a bit of a run. He gets this run going, and it goes on, and he starts getting a little bit cocky, as John, I think, tends to do sometimes. He starts annoying a few people. Samoa Joe is not happy about this at all. He's the king of NXT now. He's the champ. He's in charge, and he thinks John Cena is making a mockery of everything that's gone on. So him and John Cena, he says, right, I'm putting a stop to this right now. If we're gonna, and they start, that's where the feud begins. Samoa Joe doesn't want John Cena doing all this, and he says, if I beat you, then you can never go back to WWE. You have to stay in NXT. If you want to come here, you want to make a mockery of this. You think you're starting at the bottom. I'm gonna make you stay here, and that's how the feud begins.
That's just Act 1.
Big consequence.
I'm gonna leave it there for now, largely because that's as far as I've got. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think? Would you tune in?
Mind-blowing,
Would
yeah.
you tune in on every Wednesday for that?
Just imagine that is the last scene. Samoa Joe saying, you know what, I beat you, you stay in NXT forever.
Yeah.
It'd be great if Corey Graves just went, fuck! That closed the show, just that bombshell.
We'd have to make sure, though, that you carry on doing the booking from that point, because if I know that WWE are booking it, I'd just be like, oh, Cena's going to win then.
Yeah, he'd win clean.
He'd win clean within about 30 seconds. And then he'd be in the World Championship match on, like...
At some point, Cena will obviously win and go. And that, I'm not gonna, there's a lot more you can do in between all that. I wouldn't let him win first. I maybe wouldn't even let him win the second time. But I'd let him get back in the end. And that's how he gets the 16th title, because he's beaten everybody. And and everybody, I'm not a big fan, but you'd still, if he picked that up at WrestleMania 40, whatever it may be, everyone would be up for that. And everybody who hated him had still you'd have to give him his props for that, I reckon.
Begrudging respect.
In the meantime, Randy Orton's become like a 27-time world champion, so it doesn't mean anything.
Well, yeah, possible. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do with them too.
Like it.
A bit more, could do a bit more in between, I reckon. I might delve back into that one, but that's
when you say he goes back from the start, can he be prototype again for a bit? Can he do his own gimmicks?
Back to the gimmicks.
Yeah.
Maybe
that would
it's
possibly
like
be good.
It's like a psychological regeneration for him, so he has to take the step back just to rediscover himself.
That'd work.
He's
That'd work.
basically replaying a game on hard mode.
This is what I used to do. Like if on football manager games, I'd always start off with a good team first and all that kind of stuff. But then, if I'd won everything, I'd go back and I'd start with a tiny team right at the beginning, and you try and build them up. And that's what I'm thinking of doing with Big Match John.
Yeah.
That's
There you
good.
go.
I don't think I can follow that.
Who's going next?
I don't want to follow that. I don't want to
I
follow
don't
that.
think either of us are going to do better than that.
Come on. What have you
All
got?
right, I got Dolph Ziggler versus Kane. Wow. Luckily,
the hard
I
Two
Cool.
people we said, I think we all said when you pulled them out, we all said, well, they need something. We were all like,
Yeah.
they're two good people to get, maybe.
Well, luckily as well, I just put Kane. There was no specification on which Kane.
Okay. This could go either way, folks.
So it's a slow builder. It's a slow builder. So it starts off. Kane's coming out, and you know when he's Demon Kane.
Right?
And, you know he's got the mask, and he's got like the little scraggly bits of hair at the back.
Right.
You notice week by week it's getting shorter.
I'm worried already for
It's
this.
getting shorter. Week by week it's getting shorter. And I don't know, maybe Byron Saxon just makes a comment. It's Kane. Kane losing his hair there. Because they don't talk about moves in the match.
Byron shit,
doesn't.
Or maybe, maybe it can go viral. Maybe it's, backstage exclusive.
You got to bring back GTV for it.
So, there's an interview with Kane and you get a real close-up on the back of his head, and you realize, he's losing his hair. At the back.
Still better than the front of his head, to be honest with you.
So that goes on for a week, 2 weeks maybe. And then Dolph Ziggler comes out for a match. He's got a new haircut.
He hasn't.
He's got a brand new haircut.
What
Comes
kind?
out, everyone. It's just shorter. It's a bit of a mohawk maybe going on.
Okay.
It's a bit, he's there. He's really playing up to the fact he's got this new hair. and
I
stuff.
imagine Dolph would do that.
He was really, he's showing it off. And again, he wins his match. Well, that's Darren booking on its own. And again, backstage, backstage pass, Dolph, what's with the new hair? He's like, I just wanted to show it off. And you're like, okay, whatever, no problem. The week after, Kane comes back out. He's got blonde highlights at the back. And again, maybe it's a backstage thing. Maybe the commentator just say, why has he got blonde bits at the back? What's going on here?
Why can I hear Ricky Gervais telling this story?
Right.
And maybe GTV can come back into this. Maybe one, and then the week after on Raw, you see this backstage footage. You see Kane has attacked Dolph Ziggler, and he's cut his hair off. He's took his hair. Dolph didn't want to admit to it. Dolph was really upset about it. He didn't want to admit, so he just got his hair done and just played it off.
Made the most of it in the end, I
Yeah,
suppose.
but Kane's took his hair. And he's got it all at the back. He's weaved it in.
What, like Serena Williams?
He's weaved it in.
Right.
So the secret's out now.
So what's going to
Secret,
become of it?
Michael Cole, sit down interview with Dolph Ziggler. What happened?
A proper serious call.
Proper serious, yeah. Dolph is distraught. I love my hair. And he's done this to me. I want him a hair versus hair match at the next pay-per-view.
Because he wants it back.
Because he wants his hair back.
Right.
So gets to the pay-per-view. It's a back and forth match. Dolph is bumping like you wouldn't believe. And somehow he finds that courage and he finds that he gets the win.
So does he get? What does he do? He pulls his hair. What does he do? Gets his hair back, or is it just like?
He gets the hair,
Right.
but the hair's attached to the mask.
Right.
Okay, I'm liking this though. It's fucking ridiculous up to this point, but I'm actually liking where this is going.
So Dolph now has the Kane mask.
It's like
He's now Demon Dolph.
It's like Jim Carrey.
Demon Dolph.
He's Demon Dolph.
quite
He comes
like
out the
it.
next night. He's showing it off. He's got the mask.
So is he still Dolph with a mask, or is he Kane with his Dolphism? What? Is he more Kane or is he more Dolph?
He starts stealing his moves.
Is it a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde situation where
Cool.
he's quite? Is he more Kane or is he more Dolph now?
He starts stealing his move. He does all the showy off stuff,
Right.
but when he gets in the ring, red lights go off.
Yeah.
He starts using the choke slam. He tombstones people.
What about on his interviews? He starts talking like this.
And week after week, he gets more Kane-like.
Until what?
Corporate King's not happy about this.
Right.
He is not happy about this at all. He goes straight to the top and says, "I want a match with Dolph."
So it's
It's mask versus face.
Oh my god. This is never gonna end.
I really like it.
I
though.
told you it's a slow builder.
I can't believe we had to follow this.
builder.
I really like it.
Go on.
Mask versus
mask
face.
versus face.
What do you mean someone's gonna take the face off? Like that film?
You've seen Nicolas Cage,
Face.
right? Maybe they can get Nicolas Cage involved in this feud.
You'd probably be up for it.
At
Yeah,
least a
anyway.
backstage skit where Nicolas Cage goes, "Kane, are you prepared to take your face off?" And does the whole face off.
That would be good. So, if you got a result to this, is there like a
Kane wins, gets his mask back.
good?
Is Dolph's hair still attached to the mask?
No.
By this point, Dolph's regrown his
He's
hair.
growing his
anyway.
hair anyway.
No.
And that's what he says.
No,
He says,
Kane wins. He takes he takes it off and throws it back in disgust, in absolute disgust.
"Oh, right.
And then he looks at the mask, takes that off. He doesn't need that anymore. He's bald and he's proud.
Top that, Tim."
Okay. I don't think I can.
So I like it. It was like I've
It's
done
not
like the
done
rest.
yet.
Oh shit!
It's not done yet.
Sorry, everyone.
That's one each. There's the rubber match to come
Oh,
yet.
fuck it.
Kane is bald and proud.
Right, I thought it was the end. I thought it was a perfect way.
No.
Alright, okay.
There was no
Now-
consequence at that point, so I'm glad it's
Now he's telling Ziggler, "You need to be bald and proud too. And if I beat you in the next pay-per-view, I am shaving your head."
I've already got a little idea at the end of this. Go on, keep going.
Go for it.
Right, so Kane wins.
Yeah.
He loses hair.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit similar to when, Kane and Daniel Bryan finally, got along. They're going to be a new team called Team Hair No. And they're both just
This is a feud for the ages.
They're just happy. They're getting along. They're bald. When they come to the ring, they, kiss each other on the top of the head.
Rub each other for
Just-
good luck.
yeah. Team Hair No.
Then they can feud with the Revival. They're bald too. They take out everyone who's bald.
The Club.
The Club, they're
Bald.
bald. Team Hair No.
Then Stone Cold at WrestleMania.
Oh, Stone Cold at Mania comes out and they're all just, "Right, shh." Oh.
And they're just skinheads empowered.
I think you've absolutely smashed.
Follow that, Tim. Follow that.
Mine was an attempt at a cool moment rather than anything else, but now that's just amazing, so... terrible,
Who'd you
terrible
have?
story. I got what's technically going to be a handicap match. Or it was set up that way. I've not gone that direction. I got Finn Balor and Enzo and Cass.
Difficult.
I do.
Difficult to book.
Yeah, but the way I'm thinking of it, completely ridiculous, but this would be pretty cool. So, haven't seen Finn on Raw yet, have we?
No.
He's not been on the main
What's up with
roster. So, in the build-up, let's say to SummerSlam, because it's coming up quite soon, in probably just a few weeks beforehand, could make it drag on a little bit longer if we wanted to, but what's really the point? It's not going to be a massive moment, because this is a shit idea. So,
Whoa. We'll be the judges of that.
I can't believe I'm having to follow you. Okay, so first glimpse of Finn Balor is a bit of a candid shot backstage.
GTV's back.
It is. With a vengeance.
We just see him. We're close enough that we can hear him speaking, but we're not
Hello there.
exactly. But better than that, we can hear him speaking, but we can't really see who he's speaking to. So we're either led to think that he's talking to someone, or he's just kind of talking to himself, pumping himself up. He's sat there. He's got his trousers on, trainers on, but he's got his top off and he's got all his paint on, and he may be just finishing off all the paint. So he's all demoned up. So, and the only thing we can hear him saying is, "I've got to get him. I'm gonna get him." So he seems really aggressive, and he feels like there's someone he's gonna go after. And that's all we see of him. Next week, something similar happens, and he has this brief encounter that we don't really see much of with the Wyatts. And then we think, that's really weird. And everyone's thinking, that's kind of cool, because the Wyatts are all badass and he's all the demon and everything. Then, the next week, we see this thing happening again a couple of times backstage. And in the middle of Enzo and Cass's match, for no particular reason, lights all go off and you see Finn's face on the Titantron just for a couple of seconds. You think that that's going to cost Enzo and Cass the match, nearly does, but then they survive and win the match, just to have a bit of a twist, because that's always the way.
So they don't get rolled up.
Exactly. They do get rolled up, but then whoever it is kicks out and it carries on, then they end up winning. But then they're still asking the question, what's going on with Finn Balor? And
have we seen Finn out yet? Is it still just backstage?
It's still just backstage, and it's just weird because it looks like he's not got his wrestling gear on, but he's got the paint on. So everyone's thinking he's just losing his shit. He's just like backstage being a demon because he wants to be out there, and I don't know. So this then happens a couple of times in the build up to SummerSlam. You're looking about a week or two before SummerSlam, and Enzo and Cass nearly lose again because this weird thing happens. So they decide after the second match, they're going to get on the mic and ask why. No answer to it. But then eventually the answer is because they just get annoyed at it. Enzo and Cass call him out and say, everyone wants to see it, let's have a match at SummerSlam. Now, obviously they're not going to call him out and say, we want a handicap match, because he's not, why would you agree to that? So maybe they do this stupid crowd interaction thing with the wave, or they get the fans involved somehow, and they get the fans to choose which one of the two is going to face him one-on-one. So it ends up it's going to be Enzo and Finn Balor at SummerSlam. Get to SummerSlam, both of them get into the ring. Enzo's done his whole amazing entrance.
A little bit.
Finn Balor comes out second, everyone goes mental for him. And they spend a few seconds just facing up, getting eye to eye, and they get right up close face to face. Now remember, this whole time Finn Balor's been having conversations backstage with someone we can't see, or he's been just talking to himself and going mental, saying we need to get them. So now as they're getting eye to eye, all the lights go out and the club music comes on. Now AJ and the club come down. Cass is all nervous, so he jumps up onto the side of the ring where the announce desk is. The club don't come down the ramp and get up on the edge of the ring on that side. The ref's losing his shit trying to get everyone to move away. But they're all just still eyeing each other up. Then, Finn and Enzo come close to each other, face to face. Both fall on each other's backs, double pin. Stand up, too sweet, Enzo and Cass join the club with Finn. Big ass club.
It's a big club, that.
Can Enzo say... Can he say big ass club in his New York accent?
Yes.
That would be good.
Big ass club sandwich.
Big ass club?
So that's so so they're all in the club. So you've got AJ, Finn, Enzo and Cass. And
the Bullet
two
Club
clowns.
was big
Yeah.
in Japan. So I feel like making it massive and putting a couple of guys in there that you just wouldn't expect to be part of it.
Would they, if they're in the club, are they going to change, or are they still going to be the fun-loving Enzo and Cass with all the stuff? Or are they going to have to go a bit
more vicious?
Yeah.
I reckon they like a heel version of themselves.
Okay.
But they could kind of just jazz up their outfit to go slightly club attire.
You could still be that like kind of brash, cocky sort of thing, but
Definitely.
with the heel edge, couldn't you? Really, that'd probably work. To be fair, because Gallows and Anderson on the mic, there's not a lot there, is there?
It's very hillbilly.
That's the trouble. That we said this in the last podcast, that it feels a little bit like AJ and his two cronies.
Yeah.
But if you suddenly have
to be a
four
club.
big personalities and
Yeah, I like the idea of that. I do
Like
like.
a gang mentality.
yeah,
And get them just doing all sorts all over. It'd be a good way to get Finn involved as well, and get him in.
yeah, because the thinking was he was saying we've got to get him, and not beat them up.
We've got to get him.
Oh, I didn't get that
He's
bit.
cleverer than we give him credit for.
It would make sense as well, since they're feuding as well at the moment.
Yeah, I quite like that.
Yeah, that's good. Well done, everyone.
I think we've done pretty well
Hey,
there.
it's all around there.
And I reckon with all three of those three things could all be running at the same time. You could build, like they could all be going on at once.
You could easily build a show
You
around
could
that.
easily build it.
Be better than
Check
Rory.
us out.
Get us a job.
Right.
Get us a job booking.
So that's Go Homework. I think resounding success all around there.
Gold stars.
Gents, well done.
Gold stars everywhere.
Well done, everyone. You all get an A for your Go Homework. Are we picking new names out now, or should we do that at the end?
Do that right at the end.
We'll do that
Alright.
right at the end.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if you haven't already, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. Facebook and Instagram, we are Triple Threat Club. Twitter's the only one that's different because the name was too long, I think, so we couldn't fit it in, or someone else had it. So we are 3 Threat Club, the number 3 Threat Club, at 3 Threat Club on Twitter. Follow us now.
Got it.
Good plug.
Yeah.
So we said this is like the second podcast. We're still getting into it, but I think already this one I'm enjoying it. It's good, and we're actually recording this podcast on the 12th of July. Not just any old Tuesday. It's a special day today. Anybody know what special day is?
A couple of birthdays.
Couple of birthdays.
Couple birthdays.
Couple of birthdays.
The Enzo impression's
That
coming
was
along
it.
well.
Couple of birthdays.
Couple birthdays.
Whose birthday is it, Tim?
It is Sami Zayn's birthday.
Happy birthday!
Allegedly. Happy birthday.
Love Sami Zayn.
I'm not doing a Sami Zayn impression.
Can you do his music for a bit?
There we go.
Sorted.
Don't know what that was, fair enough.
And
That's when the horns come in.
I thought that was the kazoo, the return of the ENC kazoo there.
But more importantly,
What?
sorry Sammy, but seriously, it's also the Beast Incarnate's birthday.
Happy birthday, Brock. How old is it?
I don't know, I'm going to Google it.
Google it.
It is,
37?
it's Brock
38?
Lesnar's birthday. Do you think he's...
Happy birthday, Brock.
30s.
Right, okay, before I Google it, let's just, because clearly no one has any idea. What's your birthday?
I'm going to say 38. I think he was 37, but
Ah.
after today.
So you think he was 37 and now he's 38? Great way of talking about how birthdays work there. He was 37, he's had a birthday, and now he's 38. He's cracked that code. I'll say 40.
You reckon he's 40?
Big 4-0.
How old did you say?
38 today.
Ah, you both lose technically because you were both closest. He's 39.
Oh, well that's nice. That's how we do it. 39. Okay, cool. So Brock.
Yeah.
Kicking ass again.
He looked incredible on the way in. I didn't see the fight because
He's a beast.
I've got more sleeping to do. But
Yeah, you were quite vocal about the way in.
yeah, as soon as I saw him, as soon as he did that drink it in thing that Jericho does.
Is that an actual meme now?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What did you think
drink it in
before the fight? Then did you think Brock's gonna smash it? What were you
Yes.
thinking? Were you like, probably shouldn't have gone back, never go back, sort of thing?
I don't know, I felt like he could have slipped into old habits. I remember his very first fight, he was acing it that first round, absolutely acing it, and then he had he just paused for a second, which you would naturally do in a wrestling match, and think, right, what am I doing next? He paused, and he just got caught and tapped out.
Yeah.
It was such a rookie error. I thought, he could get it, he could fall back into that routine but no, there was no worries, was there?
Well, let's be honest. If Vince has let him do this, and he's building, and he's SummerSlam and all that kind of stuff, and he's doing more stuff for WWE, and they've built Brock up into this massive beast, this unbeatable machine, I don't think they'd let him do UFC at a risk of losing.
They fed him a soft opponent. Literally, he's very doughy.
8th best heavyweight in the world at Ultimate Fighting. That's not soft.
Jay's 10th. So, talking of doughy. Yeah.
No, but they gave him someone who would be a bit of competition, but they is a safe bet.
Yeah, so it looks
It's Vince
like...
would say a calculated risk.
They might have been a good match. I wouldn't say that Mark Hunt is by any means a light opponent, but I think technically matched. Like, Mark Hunt's apparently a big hitter, but Lesnar can probably take the hits, but more importantly, Lesnar's speed and power is going to put him on the ground and prevent it from hitting him anyway. which is exactly what he did. He just ground and pounded him, and it was the most
Ground and pounded Mark Hunt.
Careful.
Because I sometimes have a little look online at like online betting and stuff like that, and Mark Hunt was such a big favourite. He was odds-on favourite to win that fight. I thought, well, that's mental. That's mental. Surely I think, bam, bam, bam. It's Brock Lesnar. Just put it all on Brock.
Don't you think though that I looked the night of, and I think that was probably a result of everyone putting the money on Brock.
Yeah.
That the odds had to go the other way because they're just going to lose all the money otherwise.
You see the fight as well? You watched
No.
it?
Was there a suplex?
There was no suplexes whatsoever. There was a lot of like,
There was a chair shot from Randy Orton.
oh, don't. Because,
Was Paul Heyman there?
no.
What?
Nothing that you would want to happen happened.
What was his music?
Oh, I knew
Enter
that.
Sandman.
The Enter
No.
Sandman.
Which is don't get me wrong, good tune, good song.
Yeah, great tune.
Just have
his music.
Just have it.
Vince has already clearly come to agreement with Dana White about this. Mate, just use his music.
No, there's none of that. There was a lot of
I tell you what, if you see
cuddling. Brock's a good cuddler. I imagine it's his birthday. I imagine he's giving out loads of cuddles today. But yeah, I don't. UFC's not for me at
A
all.
lot of people I've spoken to about it have said. Well, there's a lot of people say this about boxing as well, though. That
Yeah, it's
you just expect more from it, but.
I want my fighting scripted.
Well,
Well,
this
even,
is
like-
why WWE is so great.
But even like
That's why it became a work all them many decades ago, because it was more interesting when they predetermined the ending.
it is, but like even that though, like you said, boxing. Then boxing, let's be honest, you can only punch her. That's it. So if if you're not swinging many good punches, it's not going to be that good. UFC, MMA, whatever. It's supposed to be a mixture of everything. There's supposed to be loads going on. There's only a couple of rounds. It's quite, there's nothing to it at all.
But that's the thing, though. Do you ever think like, when Big Show's in a match, it's Rey Mysterio or someone like
I
that?
don't think, as a rule, when Big Show is in a match.
No, there's oh, sorry, Big Show. I love you, really. No, but you just think, just sit on him
Yeah,
because he can't get up.
yeah.
That's what Brock Lesnar did.
He did. He held him, and don't get me wrong, some of the elbows and forearms and punches that he was doing, it's like, Jesus. But that was it. There wasn't much to it.
Yeah, and it's been said that a lot of people were sort of playing it safe a little bit because it was such a big event. They didn't want to lose the money. And I've heard, I don't have any official sources on it at all, but I've heard Lesnar got like $2 million for it.
Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, something in that kind of vicinity. Because he was like bumped up to main event after he hasn't had a fight for 5 years.
Yeah.
And then he won. He's going to be back for the
The best thing about it, I thought, that I quite liked was some of the promos before it. And there might have
They
even
do that very well.
There might have even been one after. It was like just kind of saying like, why have you come back? You don't need to prove anything. You know you're rich. You're doing all this in WWE. When you were here, you were the champ. Blah blah. You don't, what's the point? You're 39. He's 39. You don't need to worry about anything. He said, I just wanted to come back because I felt like I didn't want the regret. I didn't want that what if kind of thing. And like because he got sick when he was there last time. He felt like he couldn't give it his all. He wanted to go back and see if he could do it.
His career did kind of dampen out a little bit towards the end. He lost his last 2 fights quite convincingly. He lost them as well.
So to come back, that's what I like. I like the fact that he went, you know what, I don't have to do this, but yeah, I'll give it a go and see what happens, sort of thing.
We love a good redemption story, don't we?
I do.
Right, anyway, we talked too much about UFC. We're going to talk about some other non-WWE things. We need to get them out of the way. Because
Make it sound like a show.
well, all the money that is going to come to us from Vince when he finds this podcast,
Put your hand in your pocket, Vince.
it's all about WWE eventually. So let's move on.
Now he's heard our booking ideas.
Exactly.
I mean,
This
I'm
is
surprised
true.
he's not rang me already, if I'm honest.
This is true.
So speaking of another booking idea, which he clearly liked quite a lot, let's talk about the lovely Hardy brothers.
The final deletion.
This has had. This is nobody know. Some people have gone one way with this. Some people have gone another way.
But
There's
everyone's
3
talking
of
about
us.
it.
So
Is this gonna be
we're going to have to
majority
go
rules then?
one way or another on this. This will be interesting.
What are the 2 ways?
you think it was awesome, it's the greatest thing since the last great thing, or it has ruined wrestling and it is something that can never be unseen, that has ruined your life, childhood, attitude era memories, and basically, I only watched the clips on YouTube. It ruined a good 25 minutes of my Sunday afternoon.
Right.
So I told you there. It ruined.
That's your hat in the ring.
I'm on that side. I didn't get it. Right. I did like media studies with a joke degree. I did all that kind of stuff, and I used to make shit videos. A lot, you'll know because you're in most of them. Shit videos, and that's what it was. It was two people playing at being wrestlers, bad acting, bad. Everything about it I thought was bad. Didn't get it. You thought it was brilliant, didn't you?
Right.
Tim, what did you think?
Tim,
I'm not throwing my hat in the ring just yet. Let's see what Tim says.
Right.
You fence-sitting bastard.
Now, the thing I want to say about it is I agree with everything you just said, quite literally, but I think there is more to it.
Go on.
That I think that the state that TNA is clearly in at the moment has allowed for this ridiculous thing,
Right.
ridiculous possibility.
Question for you both. Is it supposed to be ridiculous? Is it a joke and they know it's bad and everyone knows it's bad? Or do they genuinely think this is the way to go and this is good
I
stuff?
think that's kind of what I'm getting to, that think of how many people are talking about this.
Shitloads.
So it's great. Because that's what wrestling is. Sadly, it's not just about the coolest person who everybody loves winning the championship against the odds at WrestleMania. It's about so much more than that. It's all about money and it's stuff under the surface. So, not only for TNA, but quite particularly for the Hardy Boys, this is amazing for them because they've gone and done something that has never been done like that before in professional wrestling, and not.
You can't argue it's gone viral. You can't argue that.
Yeah, just
Well, yeah, it's
on
everywhere.
that
That's why
level.
we're talking about it.
I mean, I completely agree with you though. It wasn't a wrestling match.
I don't understand what it was supposed to be.
It was like it was professional wrestling meets an action movie meets like Halo or something, when they started shooting each other with fireworks with the helicopter shots, and then when he jumped off the tree and he missed, and it, like, the music was supposed to be dramatic but was just missing, like the edit wasn't quite right.
No.
And then
What happened at the end?
it was very Undertaker-esque. It was like a bury live match without actually burying anybody,
Yeah.
because they didn't have the kit to pull that kind of a move off. But no, that's my opinion. I thought it was great. I would hate it if WWE did exactly that, but
Hang on
you know,
a minute.
but
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
We'll
What
come
did-
on to that.
What did you think then?
It was just bizarre.
Okay.
So bizarre. I always think about these things. Would you show a non-wrestling fan friend that?
I ain't got any friends who don't like wrestling.
Well, I have, and I would not show them that, and that's
would show
always
any-
that's why I always quantify it by.
That's
Would
a
I
good-
show
that's a
a
good point.
non-wrestling
I like
friend
it,
that,
I like that.
and I would not show that in a million years. Not in a million years.
I thought it was
would I show that.
embarrassing
Yeah.
to a certain
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah.
This is why this is just a stick to beat us wrestling fans with.
It was. And don't, like, Matt Hardy, if it's just the character, and yeah, I know it is, and all that kind of stuff, but what is he doing?
If he's taking himself seriously,
What if he is?
He needs
What if
He
he's...
is a bit of a mark for himself.
He is.
I really feel like he's a mark for
Don't
himself.
get me wrong, I love Mattitude.
That
Version
that
1.
was brilliant.
That was class.
brilliant.
But
But that doesn't excuse this.
This one, with the... What's the accent he's doing?
it keeps changing.
Sometimes it's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's like a weird Russell Brandy English Captain Jack Sparrow effort.
What was it? When he was talking to the ref, there was something.
But when he played his violin.
The violin to call Brother Nero. What the fuck? You come out with some ideas, but I can feel myself getting angry about it.
Wow.
I just don't.
No.
I can understand what, like, any publicity is good publicity. It made me watch it. It made me, like, you know, I want to know what happens next.
Wouldn't you really
No, I
kind of
don't.
like? I know,
that to be
as
done.
terrible as it was though, you know how you said about the homework that we just did, the go homework, #go homework.
Plug.
The variety of stuff that we brought to that and how good it would look on a show altogether. Imagine you have those three things and you have the Matt versus Jeff deletion feud on Raw. How fucking bizarre it would be. But just think of it as...
The variety.
Not the main event by any means, not close, but just something that's going on.
So it's
in
a
the
point
show.
that second hour.
Yeah.
I get you. I think the only thing, like, because we, like, our three things there were all very different sort of things, and like we said, they'd all kind of work to a certain degree on a show. But they were all kind of wrestling related, wrestling based kind of things. This was just because it had the flashbacks in there, and it was like the weird.
Just weird.
I don't know.
The word.
So I'm saying no. It's yes or no. I'm saying no for it.
Are you saying delete?
I'm saying delete.
I'm saying Control Alt Delete.
Oh shit.
I'm saying it's got its place. I'm saying keep it. Yes.
Okay.
I liked it. Where it was. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Let us know on Twitter what you thought of it. Are we talking crazy? Are we talking so much sense you want to join the club with us? Tim, what's our Twitter thing?
Is at 3threatclub, number 3threatclub.
There you go. Get on that. Let us know what you think of the final deletion. Do we think it's going to be the final one? Last thing on this. Do we think it's going to be the final one?
I have no idea.
I don't know where food goes from there. I don't know where food goes.
We haven't got a clue.
Let's talk about real briefly because it's at the moment of recording. The Cruiserweight Classic is starting tomorrow on the 13th, Wednesday the 13th of July.
But where can I watch this?
On the WWE Network. Right
For all
after
things
NXT.
WWE, get on WWE Network now.
Okay. Is there a cost involved?
It's $9.99 a month, which I think is pretty good actually. You get all your wrestling needs taken care of.
For $9.99 a month?
No.
I watched the preview show for it. I like it when WWE does this a little bit. I like to like the breaking ground kind of stuff where you get like a little bit of a taster, lets you know what's coming up. The name of the pre-show for the Cruiserweight Classic is the worst thing out since the final deletion.
Yeah.
Bracketology.
Doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Awful.
Basic bracketology.
You know,
Or bracketonomics, or...
I don't know. I'm probably gonna quite possibly embarrass myself because I hate when English people do this, just completely ignorant of American culture. But I don't know if bracketology is a term that's used in the NFL or the NBA, somewhere like that, when they're doing basically exactly what they're doing with the Cruiserweight Classic.
They're the brackets. So
I understand what a bracket is in that context, but the word bracketology, I feel like it's a term that's been used in another sport somewhere.
I feel like Michael Coles rang someone up and said, "We've got a great idea for a name for this Cruiserweight show." And everyone went, "No, Michael, you're not even involved. Okay, we're going to get Mauro and Daniel Bryan to do the commentary on this." That's who's doing the commentary on it, by the way.
Oh, that's... What's Daniel Bryan? Well, we don't know yet.
Daniel Bryan.
Do you think he's going to be any good on commentary?
He was quite good
He's
on
quite
the preview
enthusiastic
show,
about it.
yeah, and he knows his shit when it comes
Is he a
to...
bit of a Gary Neville of the wrestling world? Is he going to bring some great insight into...
He might do, yeah. I don't know, I quite like him. But that's so basically what it is. It's like a big tournament. It's all the cruiserweights. Triple H and all his crew have gone around the world. They've been to India. They've been to Japan. They've been to Mexico. They've been to Chile, England, USA.
So it's not talent that's currently on the roster.
No.
Okay.
But wait for this.
Couple of legends.
I know what you've been thinking. Wonder what Tajiri's up to nowadays.
I was so excited to see he was part of
How
it.
nice to see him, was it?
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
He's in it.
Is he not William Regal's...
No, but there was a nice picture on Twitter of him like, hey, here we are. I remember when I used to like piss in your tea and stuff like that. Hey. But he's in it. And
Brian
Kendrick.
What, the Brian Kendrick?
The Brian
Brian Kendrick.
Kendrick.
You know, I feel a little bit bad.
That gimmick makes sense now.
I like it.
Like, there are a few that I'm really excited to see it in that tournament. Most of them I haven't heard of before, but that show on the network really kind of plugged them.
Is there any hot indie names in there?
There's a couple of
Like
NXT
Ricochet
stuff.
or anything like that?
What's it called? Kaido Ibushi. Ibushi,
Yeah.
is that what it's called?
He's one of the favourites.
Okay.
Zack Sabre Jr. UK's finest.
Oh, okay. That's good.
There's a guy from Manchester in there.
Represent.
He's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
a ridiculous character, but he looks like an athlete.
Legit,
he looks like
kind
he
of
could be good.
like. But there's such a good mix. That's what I did like, because I thought, I'm going to tune in. It's going to be lots of lucha libre. It's got to be a lot of flipping around sort of thing. I get bored of that pretty quick.
Yeah.
But there's such a good mix of like strong style and technical and flips and all sorts going on. They have covered all the bases.
And Triple H said that quite specifically, didn't he? That it's not just about flips. It's about basically just the best wrestlers in the world who happen to be, and they specified that back in the day, I think it was up to 220 pounds, was it, the cruiserweight division?
Yeah.
But now it's under 205
205.
pounds, so it's a really, really light division.
Wow. There's some mega chicken suits going on there, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah. What did you think of Brian Kendrick?
I quite like him. I do quite like him, and I quite liked, again, there's a redemption story going on.
Oh.
And it's that kind of, it's his one last shot kind of thing. He had his chance, he was up there, but he threw it away. And now he's been given this extra chance. It's his one last shot of glory. He's about 30 something. He was like 30 something, was he, as well?
Yeah,
late 30s.
30s.
And it was kind of like, he was kind of billed as this kind of guy who, it's his last chance. And I love a story like that. So if they're doing something with that, that's great.
It is a bit too legitimate. It made me uncomfortable.
Okay, I get you.
Because now if he doesn't win, I think probably where this is leading, you've got to let me know what you think as well. Where this is probably leading is some kind of cruiserweight division on the main roster.
I would say so, yeah.
Which, just to throw this in there quickly, I was thinking about this. I would like to see the cruiserweight title go on to the main roster and the US belt drop down to NXT and be the second belt there.
I quite like that.
Because the NXT don't have a singles belt other than the World Championship.
I think that's a good idea as well. With do we need the IC and the US title on the main roster? No, not is the answer. Not really.
Not even if you split them out, so you have US on Raw and IC on SmackDown.
Well, I think we've already decided the brand split is a fucking mistake anyway, so...
Yeah.
I don't think it's a mistake. I just think
the way they're doing it.
They're clearly doing it on the fly. They're clearly just making it up as they go along. And they've committed to doing it. And gone, oh, right, okay, so what do we do?
Let's not talk about the brand split.
Yeah,
we're not talking about the brand split.
We can talk about that at a later date when there's more
Preferably
stuff
when
to
it's
talk
happened.
about.
I definitely think with the Cruiserweight Classic, I definitely think it should go on to SmackDown something when they do it. And I think this is kind of like almost a rehearsal for that. Because obviously you're going to have your winner who's getting it, whatever. I don't know if it's a trophy, I don't know if it's a title, I don't know if it's what you actually win for winning the whole thing.
I think they've just been referring to it as the Cruiserweight Classic Championship.
So they might get a belt or something for it,
maybe.
whatever. And then if someone gets a good reaction, if someone does well in this, you're going to be in it, I think. And then they're going to have a separate sort of like division going on, which would be quite good, I think. The way they're doing it sounds quite good.
It sounds very business smart way to do it. You know, it's a trial run.
Yeah.
And you gauge people's reactions and you put on a show at the same time. Triple H is a very smart businessman.
Yeah.
I don't think you can deny that.
But it's the same way what they've done with it's kind of died off a little bit, but what they did with the women's division to completely rejuvenate it. It looks like they're doing that with the cruiserweights, but they're doing it on a much bigger scale, which I think is great because there wasn't a big enough division. Which is it's going to be complicated because if they do have enough people, the competition's going to they're going to be too many probably to have a division. But we'll see what they do with it.
Looking forward to seeing it though. I think.
Yeah, I'm hoping for this now. I wasn't bothered until you two.
And that's it with the show. I don't like when it's on. We're saying it's on Wednesday the 13th. It first comes on. I don't know how it works. I don't know if you see like just maybe 4 matches in an hour. I don't know, and then you see more next week. I don't exactly know how it's going to work, but. Looking forward to seeing what they do with it and how it goes.
Yeah, me too, no? Me too.
Tajiri and Kendrick is one of the first matches as well.
Are they fighting each other?
Tajiri's going to lose in the first match. Quite clearly.
Tajiri's there to...
Bit of nostalgia
out,
yeah.
So, it should be good to see him anyway. I hope he sprays green mist in someone's face.
Or red mist.
Oh. What's the difference between a green mist and a red mist?